Good morning, everybody. Rusty from the Rusty Razor. Got another shave of the day, and once again, we're moving into Hendrix soaps. And this is the Canadian Mafia. I don't know. Never want these guys sneaking up on you from the Great White North, you know. Yay, you take off, yay? Yeah. Interesting scent. It's like parts of it I like, other parts I don't like. There's definitely a floral note to it, which I don't like. I'm not a floral guy at all. It's like I smell something that's usually floral. It's like somebody's taking a nail and driving it into my skull. Don't know what it is about floral scents, but it just instantly is like someone's like hammering a nail into my skull. Don't like it. But there's woody notes to it. So, hey, it's got that going for it. And I think vanilla too. I think it's vanilla. Smells like vanilla. So there's that. Brain hurt. And when you lather it up, a lot of that floral disappears, but it's still kind of there. Just riding across. I don't know what it is, but it's almost not rose. It's not rose. The house is shaking like an earthquake. Wonder what that is. Like, whoa. It's like whoa. Yes, we do get earthquakes in Iowa. It's like not often, but we get them. Okay. It's the heat. All right. Because I haven't heard the heat come on in forever. Like, why the heck's the heat coming on? All right. Just so because the house didn't blow up, so we're good. Maybe it was we've been getting these dump trucks going by the house. We live on a kind of a main drag. So we got all these dump trucks coming on. I think it was a combination of the heat coming on, which, why is the heat coming on? It's like one of those things where the temps drop down at night, but it warms right up because the air is so dry. I got this pretty strippy. But it's like, a quarter size amount made that much lather. Like, wow, this stuff lathers up good. Soaks up a lot of moisture though. Keep dripping. Oh, that went back in the bowl. Oh. How's your day going, everybody? Mine's rumbly. Oh, man. It's like did I say it? 6 use of the Merkur 34C, 6 use. I think that's what we started this whole HC&C hit parade with the Merkur 34C. God, it's been, a couple weeks ago? At least. Still working, though. I think we'll find out if this is going to be the last use of it. Because when I get a new blade, I like to try it and see how many good shaves I can get out of one. Because, you always get people that's like, I use them one and done because they're just not worth it anymore after one use. You get their best. And it's like, I find that sometimes that some blades are better on the second and third shave than they are in the first shave. It's like, I've got used feathers and they seem to be better on the second and third shave. I don't know what it is, but coming from a very frugal time in my life when back in the as late as the 90s, it would cost you $5 for a pack of 5 blades. It was cheaper to buy the cartridge blades than it was the DE blades. I think most of that was they were just trying to phase out the DEs from production in the States, so you couldn't get them. They were more expensive. So the individuals that were doing one and done, okay, you want to spend $7, $28, $30 a month on shaving? Sure. Actually, even $31. Go ahead. You got the money to burn. But back in the 90s, it cost you about $35 a week, maybe, to feed a family of 4. And hey, if you're willing to blow money like that, okay. Not me. There's a good residual slickness with this. Whoa. This got a stabbing pain in my brain housing group. Yeah, I'd say this is probably not a soap that I would buy. No, not this one. Because of the not because of performance, but as the scent. This is not me, not my thing at all. Hey, good catch. Now, I do say the performance on the soap is good. It's got slickness, good residual slickness. It's gliding right over. When I say if this is the first time you see me using Hendrix soap, hey, I got ears are popping. High pressure. Performance-wise, I'd say it is on par with, let's say, Sterling, which seems to be the go-to for a lot of people over here. I'm starting to, all right. The blade is starting to get, you just start feeling a little bit of tugginess to it. Still good. I could easily go another use with this blade, I think. Get 7 out of it. But so then you just start feeling how let's just put it this way. It's actually got a pack right here. It feels better than a first use of a Darko. Let's put it that way. Which is telling me I could use probably right now. Go 7. Knock down the beard though. Still got just a little bit, mostly right here, due to the fact that when I'm going across the neck down here, it swirls, so it doesn't matter what direction I'm going. I'm always going, some part of it's always going against the grain. So. But you have to go straight up that way, kind of like, actually kind of like that on my cheeks to go against the grain. And I'm going to have enough here. I could do 5, 6 passes with the amount of lather I got in this bowl. Just from a quarter-sized amount. Stuff. It's actually it's kind of a hard soap. It's like chisel a little bit out, press it into the, you can't be in the pockets. And press it into the bowl. And what I do when I press the stuff into the bowl here is that I'll just take it inside and line the whole outside inside the bowl and just to it's a very thin layer that you can barely see it. And it just lathers up really quickly that way. No, do not sniff the soap. Don't know what the heck I keep doing, but I keep getting it up my nose. The nose of it. As the nose. Yeah, I like the shadow. I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember. I know there's a few of you that are my age or older. But remember that I used to listen to the old radio shows. I remember back in the 60s and 70s. I used to get all these old broadcasts redone or rebroadcast at night. It's cool stuff you hear when you're a lad living in northern Minnesota, eh? I lived with a radio all the time. Like the old parents say, all right, go upstairs, go to bed. I go to bed and turn the radio on, listen for another hour or two. And sometimes they'd come up and like, turn your radio off. You need to be sleeping. I'm not tired. I've always been somebody that would, midnight. I've always, ever since I was a kid, midnight is usually when I like to go to sleep. Even to this day, like last night, it was 4 o'clock before I went to bed. Like, I had the radio on. I don't know if you ever listened to Coast to Coast, Joe Norrie. That's what I can tell this blade's starting on its last leg here. It's doing the job, but it's like, you're asking me a lot to get the job done. Ooh, that was that shoulder that popped. That's not often. Alright, that feels good. But yeah, you listen to the shows and there's always something cool. Half the time, he's like, I don't believe a word this guy's talking about. One time he had somebody come on and it's like he's a flat earther telling why the earth is flat. And he doesn't believe anybody that tries to tell him that it's, sphere. And being a scientist and knowing all the real evidence why it's just easily just, they knew 3,000 years ago it was a freaking sphere. But listen to him, it's like, yeah. And then a couple times I was listening to talking to one of my brothers and say, yeah, the earth is flat. And he just starts going off, there's all the evidence about it. And my older brother and I are both scientists. You just gotta look at each other. You can't argue with stupid. Oh, man. Just because you don't understand the science doesn't mean the rest of us don't. He's an accountant. You don't need to know math when you're an accountant. You just have to know. Well, you know math. You don't know science. I should clarify. But you need math to be able to do science. Geometry. Speaking of geometry, oh my God. That was a love-hate relationship when I went to school. Took that and the math portion of geometry, ace that stuff, no problem. Then some dummy put postulates and theorem English into math. I was like, you ruined a perfectly good thing. Why would you do such a thing? It's supposed to help you think logically. I think logically. But this makes no freaking sense. I can hear that blade's getting a little tuggy. Trying to work. Trying to do the job. But I had this girlfriend / ex-girlfriend. You know, it was 3 of us that were always working on our, at the time, working on our geometry. And it's like, the math portion, no problem. And trying to figure out all these postulates and theorems and trying to memorize them as to why. And then when you're slightly dyslexic and looking at stuff jumbling together, yeah, it made it hard, you know. And so I suffered through it, got barely a C out of that class. You know, talked to my math teacher. Well, you understand, do all the math portion is great. You ace all that. And then you just have these problems like, because it just doesn't, it's a jumbled mess in my head. I hate to say it, but it is. And then when I went and took algebra and then eventually algebra 2, that was, I should say, and trigonometry. And my ex-girlfriend was in the class and she's like, don't ask me for any help to try to get you through this class. And the first day, the teacher put up a math problem. It was like, this sign of this is, and it's like, solve it. And I was like, answer is, and he was like, you got that already? Oh yeah, that's easy. That's just math. And she was like, how do you understand it? That just makes no sense. See, the other class didn't make any sense to me. This one does, because it's math. But yeah. Yeah, I haven't done calculus or anything forever. It was way back in the early 90s. I was in a class as a teacher. And it was chemistry class. And one of the kids asked the question because he was going through trig. And he was asking this question. You understand any of this? I was like, oh, sure. That's okay. What's the question? And he's like, I'm trying to understand why this is this way. And it's like, okay. So put the problem up on the chalkboard. And it's like, it's like, okay, you got to think of that this way. And then it's like the sign of this is like that. And here's your solution to do this. It's just like algebra. You got to break it down into this, and they go, you make it easy. So, like, yeah, you just have to realize that you're looking at algebra, and the rest of the kids in the class are like, you understand any of that? I'm like, yeah, makes total sense to me. Well, my daughter, when she was in, I think it was 10th grade. She just went in 10th grade. She was taking calculus in 10th grade. And which is kind of she's a genetic anomaly. She understood all that because her parents understood. Well, her mom's a math teacher, and I was a science. So she got a double dose of intelligence, I guess. Actually graduated high school with a 2-year college degree. She got two college degrees in about 2.5 years. But she was taking calc. She was taking trigonometry in 9th grade, when most people are taking it in like 11th grade and 12th grade in high school. So she's in with all these. She is a freshman with all these, like a bunch of seniors, and they're like, you know, and her teacher's like, you're not supposed to be in here. You're only a freshman. Like, I've already taken all these classes. Like, what? You take what? Yeah. Well, they allowed her to, give her. They said, okay, we'll give you a test to see if you can see you like blew right through these things. Like, okay, you can stay. And she could have graduated high school at the end of her sophomore year, but she decided to stay just to take AP classes so she can get her half her college degree, because the local school was paying for all of the coursework. So she ended up with all that. Ooh, right there. There we go. Ah, good. Alrighty. Good shave. Residual slickness on this soap is good. I like it. All right, I was just trying to. It's kind of a sweet scent to it, so I went with Stetson. Stetson cooling. Ah, yeah. Definitely, it's like a cedar, an oak. So maybe a little bit of kind of a resin note to it, popping out of my out the nose right now. I don't know if that's from the soap or the cardamom, maybe. I don't know if that's things that happen when you combine different scents together. It's like one blocks off another one, and you start bringing other things forward that you can sell. Yeah, almost like cardamom and carnation. I think there's carnation in Stetson, but could be wrong. Okay, so that's the shave of the day, everybody. And that was Hendrix Classic Shaving. Canadian Mafia. I think it's La Mafia or something like that. La Mafiosa. That you find over there into the bottom of the box. It goes. And then, got a little bit of soap on my thing. All right. Arcade blades, 6 use with the Merkur 34C. This will go into the bin. I think 6 is the maximum use of them for me. I could probably do, now back in the day, I'd easily go 7, but I think I'm just going to go 6. Call it good. Man, nice combo. All right, so that's the shave, everybody. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.